Okay, well I guess we're starting a new world, because this game sucks. No, I just get a little upset, because it's like, you know, how it be. Alright, we're going to reload into a game that I had already pre-built, just because I'm getting tired. No, we're going to do it right. We're going to do it right. Maggie Mayfish is talking in the background. I'm going to be working on the other things. Give me just a minute. Yeah, it sucks to have to destroy these. But
I suspect there is something else up its proverbial green sleeve that is giving everyone the ick, as the kids would report on this weekend. Spoiler alert for these two movies and content warnings are in the description box below. So, join me as we do a little investigation. Hello. I love this movie. The Wicker Man from 1973 is a film that you've definitely seen references to, even if you haven't seen it. It's considered a seminal work in the folk horror genre, along with the likes of Blood on Satan's Claw or The Witch for a modern. In the original Wicker Man, Sergeant Neil Howe arrives from the mainland to a remote Scottish island, responding to a mysterious letter about a girl who's gone missing. But when he arrives, all the locals claim that they've never heard of her. As the officer stays to investigate, no matter how many times the civilians tell him that he should probably leave, he begins to notice the strange pagan rituals that the townspeople practice. Everything from outdoor nighttime tantric yoga to the classic maypole to their local songs and chants. Although she's not the kind of girl to to your mother. The director, Robin Hardy,
I genuinely bring back more bar singing like that, where groups just get together.
Most of it comes out of Sir James George Fraser, The Golden Bough. It's chock block full of that stuff. It's a detective story going back to the mythic myths.
Oh yeah, that's an assuming green means yes.
Be consistent in all sorts of parallel faiths and beliefs.
Let them be members.
The film is also very much a response to the sexual revolution, and uses the framing of religion to look at society's changing view of sexuality. The officer himself is a good Christian man.
Let's see what we got here, because I do like to add a few.
By their barbaric practices. Even though over the course of the film, we see him tempted by the local free love, and you know, just like a chill good time.
Nope, not that one.
The officer now suspects that the entire town is covering up the murder of the missing girl.
I almost want to add clarity, but we'll wait on that for now.
For the May Day celebration.
I thought we had the...
During the festivities,
I thought there was another one. Neither way.
The officer sheds his disguise to help
That's it, General. Set.
the entire thing.
Okay.
It's the sergeant doing the May Day sacrifice. A man who would come here to visit.
Here we go.
A man who has come here with the power of the sea. A man who has come here as a virtue. A man who has come here as a fool. And his death, according to the town, will bring a bountiful harvest once again.
I'm going to say it again. The first version of the Wicker Man seems like it's a cool show.
As the flames grow higher, he's eventually drowned out by the songs of the pagan celebration below. The end is perfect. No notes. One of the reasons I love this film so much is how clear and consistent the themes and imagery are. The film neither condemns or validates.
Alright, starting off in the wood, that's a good start. Let's run like crazy, shall we? We need to find a good spot to build base camp, and we need to build it far enough away from the initial point that no visitors find us quickly or easily outside of those that know us. So, Yeah.
and lead the people to their practices. But his self-righteousness and insistence on investigating the town leads to his own demise. Director Robin Hardy said this about Sergeant Howie's background.
Scotland was traditionally quite pure, much more so than the rest of the British Isles. You couldn't get a drink in Scotland on Sunday. There were all sorts of things you couldn't do, and that era was just ending when you made that film. So Howie was a believable part of that. I don't think that Howie today would be as believable a character. He has to be seen in context of the 70s and before.
In the end, when the sergeant is pleading for his life, he asks the townspeople, "How can you believe any of this?
There is no sun god! There is no goddess of the field!"
But that question is also posed to himself. Both the pagans and the Christians believe that sacrificing the life of a person will save them. If the pagan can't do right, like the police officer says, what can that say about his own beliefs? And someone like Sergeant Bill Howie, that question is pretty important. There is a register of himself, and in that one, the first TV show Sergeant Neil Howie inserts reading the Bible passage about the Last Supper, specifically about transubstantiation, which is the literal Christ literally becoming the flesh of Jesus Christ. It's one of the most faith and a belief that a spiritual being can break the physical laws of the universe. And we've all agreed it doesn't count as cannibalism, but it's also no sort of tenets of other religions, including pagans believing that burning a man alive could make their apples juicy. In the same area, Robin Hardy said,
Both lots of copy of their era as a movie. What I'm trying to do in a way is have the audience in the movie pay their money and take their choice, you know? We tried to drive straight down the middle between the two.
and besides the thematic elements, this movie's just awesome. Like when the masked townsfolk pop up from behind a stone wall. Beautifully eerie. Perfect folk horror, no notes, gabagool. Or the beetle that schoolgirl keeps tied up in her desk. Or the discovery of the dead rabbit who inhabits the supposed grave of the missing girl. Just A+. Great movie. Watch it if you haven't seen it. But I know that's not why you clicked on this video. And now, it is my unfortunate pleasure to discuss the 2006 remake starring Nicolas Cage.
2006 remake, also called The B Movie.
So, normally I don't do recasts in films. I don't really have the attention span for them. But I do think the only real way to talk about this movie is to walk you through it, just like Jesus. Only so you don't think I'm lying to you about the plot. So, the What's a Man remake came out in 2006. It was directed by
Alright, we actually might be able to just replicate the tower from the last game. Maybe, if we're lucky. Looks like we're right on the verge of a swamp. We'll try to avoid it due to the witches. And we'll start building up here. Work around, you know. Oh, scary. Jump.
To Nicolas Cage. After passing out a handful of parking tickets, he finds a doll on the road and pulls over the car to give it back to this blonde woman and her kid. This interaction is super weird, and if you don't know why, don't worry, you'll need to remember the scene very well because we'll actually be cutting back to this memory several more times before it's really over. The kid, for some reason, throws the doll back in the street, and then they are run over by a semi-truck. He tries to rescue them from a burning car, but the girl just stares back like the little brick she is, until he gets knocked out by an explosion. Next up, Nicolas Cage is visited by Lady Cop, who goes over to explain even more backstory, because Cage is emotionally reeling from wondering why that kid threw her doll out the window. Lady Cop gives Nicolas Cage a mail with a confusing letter from his ex-girlfriend, asking for his help to find her missing daughter. Now, this is another thing I just want to make
What up, football quiz? Yeah, I know, it sucked. I logged on, and right as I logged on, an Enderman had killed me. BS, yeah? But we'll be doing the Ghost game right after this. And then probably Spider-Man after that. Kind of depends on how the weather holds out too, though. If the weather's nice enough, I'm probably going to go outside and try to do some crafting today with my woodworking and stonecraft. But right now, it's too early to tell what the weather's going to do. Alright, we got us a nice little area to build, so let's get us some picks.
She's got the nerve to contact you now?
And here we see another central theme of this film. Women be bitches. Heed the warning on your fellow stinky man. Nothing good will come from helping this woman that you used to have sex with. Possible to say minor or not. Casually, he takes the slope of the island. As we see the little girl flattened by the semi-truck once again. In case you forgot. Then Nicholas Cage asks the pilot to take him to the island.
What would I have to do to get right with it?
Let me answer that question with a question. Have more vehicles? Do we need to ride when we get to the beginning of the snow? Oh my god. Finally. I know it might sound like I'm exaggerating.
I think I want to start on that little island now.
The beginning of the original Wicker Man. Backstory. The only reason I can surmise to make us more sympathetic to Nicolas Cage. And by sympathetic, I mean the movie wants us to sympathize with his desire with his ex-girlfriend. Finally, Nicolas Cage meets the locals. And from the jump, they are hostile.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Can't land here without permission. Which I think is actually a really good decision because it'll be such a surprise later when we discover that they're hostile. He makes it to their village.
It'll be alright though, Bubba.
With all the charisma of J.D. Vance in a donut shop.
Hi. Are you the
I know that's not what you want to hear. Not what anyone wants to hear in a situation like that, but it will be alright.
Appears and surprise, she's hot. She just finds a good moment alone with Nicolas Cage, but instead he insists on drinking a beer real quick first, and then announces to the room that he's there to investigate death.
Alright, we might. We got sand. We got plenty of trees. We got a water. Yep, this is where we're gonna build at, I think. Let's just find a nice quiet place we can just cut right in at, and we'll start from here. Ooh, I like this place. Okay, we'll see what we can do from here. I like it though. We'll have to do a lot of clearing, I think, but it'll be nice. It'll be very, very nice. Let's see. I thought I had made a door. Well.
If you attended any sort of theater school, you probably broke out into a sweat at the mention of this man's name. Neil is a playwright born in 1963, famous for penning stories about put upon men and the women who have the misfortune to share oxygen with them. His breakthrough work, In the Company of Men, is a play about two businessmen who develop a scheme to sleep with their dead colleagues as a way of getting back at all women. Neil also directed the film adaptation, and ladies and gentlemen, the audiences of 1997 ate it up.
You like that guy? Yeah. You're kidding me, I hate that prick.
At the time, Neil LaFute was seen as edgy and brave for how horrible his male characters are.
So how does it feel, Howie?
But he didn't stop there, because he also had a lot of things to say about women. His play fast-paced and about, probably the worst thing that a play with that name could be about. His play, Exhibit A, is entirely about a man sexually assaulting a woman on stage to
Oh. Well, here I thought Maggie Mayfish was going to be a family-friendly video. I guess she is, but still. Bleh.
So in your play, we have a black man kicking a white woman very explicitly on stage, and basically saying, kind of taking the mickey out of the audience by saying, this is happening in a gallery, and it's art, and therefore it goes. What were you trying to explain with that line?
booing. I know that there was recently some booing at the Royal Opera House over a kind of opium scene in Williams Tell. So, you know, at least those people were expressing themselves. The French are very good. You go to the Cannes Film Festival, you know, they'll let you know in 5 minutes what they think of your film. They slam their feet and they walk out. I don't want people to walk out. I want to connect. I want to take people to that edge and say, you know, where I'm exploring. What do you think about this?
Wow, you know, so brave, so edgy. Apparently, Newly Abused was inspired to make Exhibit A after watching a piece by Greg Bailey, a South African performance artist whose show, Exhibit B, showcased black performers in chains.
Also, y'all, the thing about directors, and this is why I don't really do that particular field, got no want to do that particular field, you can kind of tell who a person is by how they direct. I mean, for example, I loved and I still enjoy his work, but Tim Burton give you an example there. I like Tim Burton. I like his creative outlook and all that, but here's the thing, the titular piece that made me go, yeah, that guy, was when I was a kid, I loved, and I do mean loved, Nightmare Before Christmas. And yes, while it is a Tim Burton, name right there on the title, he wasn't the actual director. And nothing ever really had the same hit as Nightmare Before Christmas. But it was still good, and I'm not like knocking nobody who's just a Tim Burton fan. I see a lot of my more, I'm not going to say my worst qualities, because they weren't, but some of the qualities that led to my bad qualities came from the idea that, oh, Timmy was right about these things, and came from the gothic outlook. But the thing is Tim Burton, the director, I don't think he understands goth. I mean, even down to if you look at how he does Beetlejuice with the whitewashing of the cast, and the only black individual that only appears in voice, that being the song, "Ayo, daylight come and me won't go home." But that's a song about a banana republic that our country helped build. So having white folks sing it is kind of, you know, problematic. But then again, Tim Burton's just a person like any of the rest of us, right? That's the thing, is, I don't, how do I put this? Let me pause Maggie for a moment, because I do like Maggie. And she did a really good part on this one. I think I shared the Facebook page. But it's like, again, the thing, and I'm not trying to drag Tim Burton here, because there are way, way, way worse artists and creators and directors. Because in my opinion, Tim Burton sort of goes on the lackadaisical or laziest way of, he has toxic male ideas in his movies. You can see it. Hell, you can see it that his best friend is Johnny Depp. But, and for the record, I used to really, really stand Johnny Depp. But it's like, y'all, in my opinion, if you saw the Amber Heard trial and came away with that just with all flowers for Depp and nothing else, you weren't paying attention to the same trial as me, y'all. He did terrible things. Now, do I think that he's, like, beyond redemption? No. But I do think it's weird. I have lots of hesitancy with him after that trial. But it's because y'all, it's real easy to play fragile. It's real easy to take your stardom and where people really, really like you and weaponize it. And I feel like Johnny's been doing that for quite some time. And if you look at his roles, it also reflects that, because he always plays the quiet, soft artist, the crazy, but lovable. And yet in real life, whenever given these options, he chooses narcissistic-esque roles. And again, I'm not like gonna deep dive into him as a person or try to character assassinate him, because I don't freaking know him. I know that he's rich, he lives in Hollywood, and by that metric and association, he and I will see the world differently forever, because he can't understand. I would argue no one in Hollywood could understand a single day of our lives, friends. Not even one. But that's not entirely their fault either, because again, how many of you are going to go out of your way to try to understand someone else's hard lot? By that I don't mean just listening, I mean walking a mile in those moccasins. And I mean no judgment when I say that either, because I'm also not. That ain't me. I wish it was. I think it would make you a better person to vicariously step through the whatever it is and work with people on that level. I ain't got it, you know? I do what I can. I try to help where I can, and I try to always take it as we're all humans doing our best, but at the same time, y'all know what I mean, I hope. And in my opinion, Tim Burton just... Okay, it goes back into the old standard of Gothic. The whole, oh, well, these people are better than these, and these are... It speaks to an old oligarchy, an old richness. And to me, Gothic should have been more the macabre. We're all equal in death. Not a love of death, but an understanding. It is the always waiting friend. The old traveler who's just been waiting for your entire life to sit down and talk with you. Death was never meant to be feared, but nobody is superior to anybody. Whereas I feel, well, I mean, look at goth culture. Some of the biggest goth, and Marilyn Manson, yes, and vehement, happy to show off his Nazi collection. You know what I mean? My problem is with some of these people that I really liked as a kid, yeah, but as an adult, the veneer falls off, and I see, as an adult, with those same, maybe not fuck you money like they got, but with money, y'all, why would you spend money on that kind of shit, you know? It's like, I don't know. My analogies fall apart pretty quick without an audience to bounce around with, you know? Because I don't want to come across as judgy to anybody, and I don't want to push anybody away when we could meet in the middle about some of this stuff. Like, the only people that I'm all 100% fine, fuck them, get rid of them, is like the Nazis and shit like that. And let's be clear, that's not from... I don't know how to do that one. They're creators. You need a middle ground. I'm not the one. If you want somebody to sit there and, oh, I mean, white people did go through this, and it's been... I'm not the one, y'all. I'm not the fucking one. I've been burnt out. You need to go find a nice middle ground person. Someone who's going to see these stupid asinine beliefs like white supremacy and misogyny and go, well, Bubba, I get it. I'm not that one. I want to be that one. I ain't that one. It'll take more work for me. That's a sign of weakness on my part, y'all, that I can't find the humanity in some of these people. But that being said, I'm also not gonna, you know... I think it should be more about protecting each other and protecting our communities. And I think if you're all about the community, all about working together, then we can be on the same page. But for example, this morning when I logged on to Facebook real quick to announce twice before I went live, my bad on that one, y'all. I'm trying to get more out there and scheduled, but it is... Y'all, it is so hard to maintain a schedule, and I really thought it wasn't going to be. I thought doing this, it would be like doing another job, except, hey, now I'm the boss, and get ready. It was just going to be long live streams, doing lots of fundraisers for local libraries, charities, and myself, and setting up hours that might be a little bit unachievable, but would still be like, you know, hey, we're going to work a day today, just all 24 hours on the stream. I thought I'd be able to do that. Well, you know, that's not how life works. I'm still trying. I really want to get, like, to the level of Hannah Reloaded, to the level of Maggie Mayfish, to the level of some of my favorite creators. But I realize that's not, it's going to take time to get there. It's why I'm also applying for jobs. It's why I'm still out here doing the damn deed, trying to get everything I can. Like I said, y'all, it's not an easy gig, but it is a gig nonetheless. And my big thing with us is I would like for us to reach the level of Star Trek. I'd like for us to find a time when, and I know it's, Well, how can you be talking about this? America's getting ready to head into shutdown. Da-da-da-da-da. We are in shutdown. Yeah, and why do you think we got there? Greedy, stupid sons of bitches. Y'all remember, Elon Musk is going to be worth $1 billion by the end of the year. How'd he get to that billion? Well, by taking it right out of your mouth, friend. You gaped open mouth that you're standing there going, huh? Yep, took that food right out of it. And he's about to be a billionaire. Now, are all the government contracts going to pay off? Probably not. Because a lot of those government contracts come with contingencies that he's not going to be able to hold off because he's stupid and ketamine hold. And he thought the American people were going to jump on his slave labor camp. And again, going into the real dystopian look at it, he probably thought that he could use our prison labor as a slave labor to build his stupid automobile industry. Here's the problem. Most of the rest of the world isn't as socially bankrupt as Americans. So when you tell, I don't know, say Sweden, hey Sweden, buy our cheap-ass Nazi cars, you'll love them. And Sweden's like, yeah, but China's right there, and they're making it without the slaves. Can you offer clean cars like that? Hey, Africa, come buy our slave cars. He just bounces because he's got no substance, because his plan relied on people being as evil as he is, and the world's not that evil, despite what your local Republican representatives might want you to believe. It's why these fucks will always fall in the end. It's why fascism inevitably eats itself, even if you give them all the wins. I mean, look at our country right now. America, one of the biggest powerhouses the world has ever known, perhaps built on the blood of the hundreds of thousands of slain people we've conquered to get here, but still, powerhouse. We have been laid low. Laid so low we might not recover. Was it by our open borders and our willingness to work together? No. That's what the Republicans and the fascists are trying to scream at you right now. But the Biden economy was on the backswing. We were coming back, baby. Stores were opening back up. Jobs were getting done. I mean, yeah, it was all crap at the beginning, but you got to start somewhere. And it was happening. Where are we at now, folks? How that job market looking? How my fellow workers doing out there? How you feeling? How them food stamps, EBTs holding up? How we doing? How we doing? Check in, sound off. Oh, wait. You're telling me the fascists, the people who are saying that they are better than other people because Daddy had lots of money, and they are better than other people because of their ancestors and the color of their skin, those people are crashing out the economy so hard that we're about to enter into a Great Depression, the likes of which our country hasn't seen since the 1910s? Oh my, who could have told this happening? Oh wait, maybe all of those scholars who left as soon as they figured out, yeah, we're doing this whole Trump presidency thing. Maybe they could have given y'all a heads up. I don't know, maybe something else. I try not to make this one too political, because I know my nephews might be watching. Hey kids, if you're watching, try not to freak out. We will survive, y'all. Y'all are strong. Your mama loves you. Your papa loves you. I love you. We're going to make it through. Why? Because of who we are. Not because of our genetics, not because of what ethnicity we are, but because of whom we are. The things we've been through as people, as a group, as a family, the things we have endured and survived, that is why we will whoop the crap out of any fascist try to conquer this country. And while, yes, y'all, we are on the back foot right now, we've taken a beating, but we are still ticking. Like I said, y'all, it's not good news. I wish it was. I wish I could come on here every day and offer you hugs and kittens and puppies and, yeah, y'all, the good fight. But unfortunately, that's not the lot we have right now. Unfortunately, our lot is, y'all, Zoran took New York. We've been celebrating it and cheering it on, and I'm not saying not to. But what else have we done? Where's the needle moving now? It's, y'all, like some of the older folk singers sang, freedom is a verb, once started and never completed. We have to keep pushing. The war in Gaza is still raging. People are still out of hope and out of home. We My brothers and sisters need to unite and work together. And right now, the best way to do that, continue putting pressure and throwing the brakes at the government. If it's something you're doing for the U.S. government, take a little time with it. Why not? Put your heels in for a bit. Pause as much as you need to. Because here's the thing, y'all. When it comes to fascists running the country, we need this country to run like pitch. This one goes back to a SciShow. If you like to check it out, check out SciShow. There's an experiment that's been going on for over 500 years now. From, I want to say it was Cambridge, but basically a professor back in the early 1800s of this institute got pitch, molten pitch for building wooden ships and the like, took it and put it into a funnel. It took about 4 years for the pitch to finally settle and break off of what he had set it up to pour from into the funnel. Goddamn creepers. Didn't even see that one, y'all. It took about 4 years for him to break it off from the funnel. And then, the experiment's still been going, but it has only dripped 9 times since the experiment started, all those years ago. And now we have a video for the first time of that pitch dripping, because we still haven't had a human to see it, outside of the ones on the live stream. Where is the door to my base? Because I don't want to die. I knew I shouldn't have come out until I found armor. Crap, that's a spider. That'll end me if it finds me. Why does this game hate me, y'all? I've been playing nice. I do my best to not be a violent person in here. I just dig little bases for fun. Why does the game hate me? Ben, I love you. Please find a place other than directly in front of my legs. Okay, we got that. We got the water. The door should be somewhere around here. Benjamin, what are you licking on, boy? Chill, son, please. I do not play Roblox, thank you, though. That is, to my knowledge, best of my knowledge, a child's game. And yes, I realize, tongue-in-cheek, I'm playing Minecraft, but no, Roblox is specifically by kids, for kids. Ah, crap. I'm gonna fucking die in the dark. Sorry for the curse words, kids, I'm just getting frustrated with my game here. No excuse, but still. Can I make torches? I cannot. Oh, here we go. Called it. Okay, I'm tired of dying repeatedly due to just random crap, so we're going to load into a world that I've already got built and we've only had a few days on. Let's see how that looks, and if it pleases the court, we'll continue with that one. Because, god dang it, I'm getting tired. The Shaft. I named it after listening to a Fallout thing on how, you know, we couldn't really survive underground in bunkers because humans can't really get along like that. And I kind of agree on the big term. It would take, like, people really learning next level how to work together. Because that's the thing. Most of the time, y'all, even with my anger management, when I get frustrated or pissed off, I've been taught walk away. Get away from what's pissing you off, count to 10, work on something productive, then come back when you can. I don't do well in environments where I can't walk away. I also hate how all of our shit's just slowly becoming so well drawn. Alright, here we go. Pretty good, yeah. We've been on here for a day. Basically, we just loaded in, but we got a nice little opening, yeah? Sound good? I'm gonna go for about 5 minutes, and if I get no complaints, this is the new fresh start, yeah? Okay. Well, you guys, hope it's cool, because like I said, this only been on a day, but it's a much better world, I think. Alright, here we go. Thanks, y'all. Am I being cheeky and kind of sneaking it in while nobody's here to watch? Okay, now give me one more second, sorry. But am I sneaking it in while nobody's here to stop me? A little bit, yeah. Like I said, y'all, it's nothing personal, it's just I like playing hardcore. I hate getting set up on hardcore mode because it is so frustrating. And when I was just playing this one for fun, I ran into this mine and I was like, hey, lots of resources. Heck yeah. That's a spider outside the door. I think we'll heal before we get sweet, sweet vengeance. Oh, that's the other side of this world. We gotta find something to eat before we die. Yay, food! I forgot when I was on this world last, y'all. It was quite a ways, if you can tell. Alright, let's take a couple oak logs, that way we can get some more coal made. And we will eat the pork chop, and then we will heal. And possibly go slay the spider. If it's still out there. Before we do that, though. Oop. I hit the box. Alright. Good enough start, eh? That's it. On this world, we're going to dig in a bit. We're going to go deep, deep ground, and then we're going to go where we can from there, you know? I like doing big builds. But alright, since I'm basically back to the, yep, let's go ahead and get back to Maggie Mayfish, and we'll see what else we can comment on. Because I do agree with her stuff a lot. It was woke. Sorry, y'all. I'm sorry, just whenever he was fired for the woke. You mean you were fired for being racist and or sexist and or misogynistic? That's what I said, ain't it? The woke. Yeah, I just want you to say you were fired for being sexist instead, because that's more accurate. It's like when I tell you I got fired for saying the only good Nazi's a dead Nazi, and having lots of disgusting couch-dwelling people call my workplace and harass my workers. Yeah, that's what got me fired, y'all. Nothing special, no woke, that's what happened. Be honest with ourselves. I hate Nazis. I think the only good Nazi's is dead Nazi. And I'm living in a country where many Nazis don't like to hear that fact. I mean, y'all, they tried to do away with Indiana Jones just because he told a cat, yeah, you hate the Nazis, don't you, buddy? And they lost their they lost their mind. They pooped their britches over it. So it's like, yeah, we're good, y'all. We'll make it.
Create a foe big enough and bad enough for us to cheer him
mean, like how Tony Stark is technically kind of the villain of Marvel until you come to a point that he actually has to face off against someone like Thanos. So let's be clear, Iron Man's entire plotline from the Marvel MCU that I've seen is he built an industry and now he has to single-handedly stop an industry he built. But he's also failing in that because how many Stark Industry weapons still kill people? It's like you did it. It's like Spawn. And I love Spawn too, but you make all your worst enemies friends. A good one would be like John Constantine, because Constantine really is sort of a put upon man. He worked with mystical. 1 minute, this is why we do Maggie this way. That way we can cover her video, and hopefully you'll be like, hey, I like listening to the woman. Good, go check out her video. She's a really great artist. But outside of Maggie Mayfish's video, and add on to that, it's sort of like how Tony Stark in the Iron Man franchise in the Marvel MCU. He fights his own worst enemies because we are our own worst enemies. He created everything that he fights against. And at any point in the society we live in, he could end a lot of it just by, stopping it. Putting in permanent kill switches for some of his murder robots or his powerful weapons. But he doesn't. He still sells to the U.S. military, or many of his competitors like Whiplash and all that are other people that he sold to and made these things with. It's sort of like how, and I'm sorry, the toxic framework of the Iron Man crew can be seen in the Ironheart thing. I've seen so many shorts of people going, oh yeah, she's garbage, she's trash. What about the cute white boy from the second movie? What, you mean the kid from Jurassic Park? One, I'm sure he's busy, but outside of that, okay, and? Well, he's a white kid. Why can't we have a young male white kid become the new Tony Stark? Because I'd rather see a young black girl become the new Ironheart, especially if she's just as intelligent and just as good. And especially adding to that, if she can give a new light to the... It's like how everyone freaked the fuck out over Batwoman. Now, admittedly, I had my problems with that show. My problems were not stemming from Batwoman. I loved it. I hated the fact that we kept switching Batwoman. I liked the very strong Batman's cousin, who was also a lesbian and kind of got the Mad Hattress involved. I liked that. And I'm confused as to why they just nonchalantly killed her off screen. But I had no problem with Black Batwoman because she's fucking cool. And she can give an aspect from Batwoman's perspective or a Batman universe perspective that isn't just Harleen Quinzel, a very professional, very well-off psychologist who works at Arkham Asylum. She isn't Harvey Dent, the well-funded former DA. She is... You see where I'm going with this, right? There are so many Batmans out there, and Robins, and Nightwings, and other Caped Crusaders of the Gotham franchise who... I'm not knocking them as good characters, because they were good characters, but they aren't giving you a perspective outside of, well, this is what money can do. I would much rather see the Rat King, or one of those characters who come from literally nothing, gotta build it out of scraps, and he ends up either teaming up with Batman or eventually combating against Batman as a Red Hood-like character. Because like I said, I like Red Hood. Is it Red Hood in Batman? Just breaking canon, or breaking the wall here, but Jason Todd gets murdered by the Joker, beaten to death with a crowbar, and blown up, and then Ra's al Ghul, or possibly Ra's al Ghul's daughter, depending on which canon universe you're looking at, decides to bring him back as either a, again, depending on the universe, gift or curse against Batman, and Jason Todd, being the badass and never really Robin that he was, basically breaks bad, so to speak, and becomes the Red Hood. He's not going to stop crime in Gotham, he's going to collar it. He's going to bring it to heel. Whereas Batman's perspective is just beat the crap out of villains until they learn their lesson. Jason Todd's is, If you're villainous like the Joker, you get put down. If you can be controlled, you don't hurt innocent people on my watch. I like Red Hood, but he's also very much the edgy boy, so I don't like Red Hood. I don't know how to describe these characters. I love the character, I love what he does and what he represents. If I had to spend 5 minutes with him, I would end up getting my ass kicked because I would fight him. If you, now I'm done with this shit. And that's kind of their personality, though, because a put-upon man like John Constantine or Red Hood, they're put upon because out of some that they can control and many that they cannot, they're forced to handle a burden that most people crack under. A failed version of the put-upon man would be any version of the Joker other than possibly Mayor Joker. I'd say Mayor Joker from Harley Quinn universe specifically is a good I'm talking in a bunch of difference, but right now I'm more in DC than Marvel, and I am running the I wish I had a quick way to access my mods. I'm running the furniture mod, and I'm running the update to the texture pack that gave us the Copper Age. And hello, Luxury Gold. But yeah, I was just talking Marvel versus DC, and honestly, I was going off on Maggie Mayfish covering the Wicker Man. And she was just talking about in her video the put-upon man versus the you get it girl. Which is two different tropes when it comes to writing that, oh, I don't know if you're already gone or not, but I'm going to finish updating the topic. It's two writing tropes that basically come down to the put-upon man is typically a dude that goes, they're built up, but they're built up to either be purely fictional, or it's a dude that had so much to overcome, so very much to overcome, and he didn't do it, y'all. But he did everything he could, and he's a real hero. He's not a loser. Don't call him a loser, y'all. He did it all. That's the put-upon man. And most of the time they're fictional because most, air quote, put-upon men, myself included, we put upon ourselves by our choices. I mean, yeah, you're in a rough spot, but you got there by the choices you made. That's why we have to pull from fiction. Whereas the you get 'em girl is the female protagonist or female antagonist who, I mean, we want her to be able to get away with murder just once as a treat, you know, because her story, again, by no choice of her own, forced into this, and by few choices she had, she's just been beat down so long. Yeah, when she finally strikes back and kills her captor, Lizzie Borden, again, I'm drawing blanks on character names, but the two really powerful lesbian leads from that really popular movie back in the day where they kill their pimp and then they go on the road trip and it ends with them trying to outrun the cops off a cliff. Again, these are like historically event people that were put upon women who did, like, and again, a book that I wanted to pick up, but for Naughty Time, it was women who were taken during France during the Nazi occupation who went willingly, not because they loved German soldiers, but because they know men with a certain fixation in mind dropped their guard. And by themselves, they were called the Lioness Division, because while being of no proper military, these brave women killed over 400 SS officers with nothing but, come here, big guy, come on into my den. So yeah, you kinda, when you see these people, they are heroes. But we can draw real historic heroes from the go get 'em girl. Whereas the put upon man, unless you add the caveat of he's a black man, or you add the caveat of he's a queer individual, or you add the caveat of he belongs to blank minority, you're not going to have the put upon man because, hate to say it this way, it's a man's world. You can't, it's sort of like the conundrum of God. How is God and the devil a problem if God holds all the power? It can't be. It's two forces versus each other. Either you don't have power over that, hence that force is an adversary to you, or you have power over it, in which case quit hitting yourself. I mean, again, I'm trying to break these terms down into so small a term my nephews can understand them, but I'm also, like, trying to be broad enough to not, now do this, this is the way. No. Nobody anyone that holds you down and says, I have the way, is very misunderstood and misguided. No, there is no way. Definitive, be-all, end-all, there's your answer. Happy days. That's the beauty and the horror of this cosmic experiment we're in. It's all, we figure it out as we go. The way, if there is such a thing, which there isn't, is to do everything we can with the hope that we're not hurting anyone. To do the most good with the least amount of damage and fallout. And again, that's my humble thing. The other good thing about this life we live, we're all just apes that put on pants. We are the byproduct of two animals got horny long time ago, and it just kept on going. I feel like that's a little too crass, but I'm going to keep with that motif just because, you know, we put so much on ourselves, and we really shouldn't. I mean, yes, be good, wash your ass, fucking, sorry, that's my one this time, I won't do it again, but wash your butt. Friggin' work together. It's help out your neighbor. These are the things that make us strong. The look at me, aren't I the greatest? These are the things that weaken us. But anyway, I'm going to go back to letting Maggie cook because she has this in the bag, and she's already a popular YouTube channel. But that's where I think that The Wicker Man falls off, where a lot of these male protagonists set upon men characters fall off, is, honey, you built it, you built the system, this is how it works. But back to it. Sorry, y'all. The bees!
With that in mind, let's get back to Nicolas Cage and the cabal of women who want to see him burn.
Also, I want to know what the hell that beat is, because I love it. Bum bum ba-da ba-dum, ba-ba ba-dum, ba-ba ba-da ba-dum, snare, snare, snare. It's in a lot of 90s movies. I just don't know what the hell it is. If you let me in a band room and gave me recording equipment, even a tape recorder, I could probably make a broke version of it, but I would love to have that musical style of whatever it chaos come back.
Why do we do anything in this life? Then, while Nicolas Cage is getting out all of his weapons, the secret society of women hold a very loud seance. Yes. On the Wicker Man's return. He runs into the other hot girl on the island, who he will later almost murder. But hey, it's not time for fun yet. Another flashback. This one has a Justice League black and white filter. Then he is... Yeah, this is the 3 times we've seen this girl flanked by a giant metal rolling pin, and it will not be the last. Next, Nicolas Cage wakes up in the middle of the night and sees a blonde girl running outside. So
I would also, just because I don't think I brought it up on here, in the 2006 Wicker Man, when the kid gets hit and the woman and the kid get hit in the car in the opening scene of the movie, can we talk about how broke that scene is, considering that truck had to literally come across? It wasn't just on the wrong side of the road, y'all. It crossed all the way off the... If that car hadn't been there for that dude to wreck into, that dude would have run off-road. They didn't even cover it. It was just, oh well. Bruh, was he drunk? Was he dead behind the wheel? What happened? They never cover it, it was tragic, and it shaped Nicolas Cage's character. And I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it. If you or I watched a child and a mother turn to paste, yeah, that would mess you up. That'd mess you up as a Shrek. Oh God, that wasn't Shrek. I'm sorry, y'all. That was Sausage Party. My bad. That was definitely not a kid's movie. Bad Travis. Bad Travis. But yeah. I said, y'all, it's not really a calling to be mean to each other, because we need less of that. Honestly, if Zoran Mondani taught us anything as a nation and what works in New York could work elsewhere, is, y'all, we need to work together. That's the biggest thing. The man didn't discriminate, he didn't... It was about togetherness. And that really needs to be the be-all, end-all of our right now. Because also, y'all, that's the one big strength we have against the fascists. They hate togetherness. They despise it. Breeds weakness, it does, they say. Damn it. Never catch a break in this game anymore. Screw this, we will work through the tunnel. We will just have to work around. Poem has bees in it. How dare they? The bee movie strikes again. Honestly, I kind of want to watch both Wicker Men back to back, but I know I don't have that attention span. With anyone that does have that attention span, please check it out and let me know how it goes. Because it seems like it'd be a hell of a trip just to see the original, what's considered in some groups to be a cult masterpiece, stacked up against 2006, something that outside of like 5 people that I think love Nicolas Cage will say is just terrible. It's so bad it almost circles back around to being good. It almost circles all the way around to being good because it's so bad. It's a movie that if you've seen it, I can get you to think about it just by going, the bees. And I don't think it was Nicolas Cage's fault. I do think this was 100% director's fault. Because the originals, it's chef's kiss perfect. And let's be clear, whichever side you choose, because you could be on the side of the Scottish officer who decides that Christendom and the goodness and all that, this should be the way. Get rid of the old. But okay, I don't agree with you, but fine, we can have a fun time with it. Because it was a fun movie. This Wicker Man, it's been long enough I could probably watch it again. And our library, I know, has a copy of it, because that's where I've seen the 2006 remake. I borrowed it from them when I was going on my whole let's watch celebrity's sake and see how it ties together tour. It's when I fell out of love with Johnny Depp because I realized. And again, it's not against you person if you like Johnny Depp. I want to be clear when I say that. I poke a lot of fun at a lot of people, but never the people that are fandoms of it, you know, because you can still change. You're not the person who did terrible, unspeakable things to a person like, and we were just supposed to be okay with it because you played a fun drunk. You're not that. You might like that character, but, you know, you can also change your mind at any given time. It's why I hate Nazis with a burning passion, the likes of which cannot be matched by most, and makes most people feel uncomfortable when I get into details about it. But you can choose to be a Nazi, friend. You can't choose to be gay or black or anything else. You can choose your political party, bud. That's kind of why I hate Nazis, because they make the choice. They choose to be hateful, bigoted pieces of crap. And so I make the choice that if I see one of them dying, I just smile and watch. And do absolutely nothing. I'm not making a threat. I'm just saying, if a Nazi was drowning, I'd pull up and watch baby Hitler drown with popcorn in my lap. Because, again, Nazis aren't people to me. You made a choice. At any time, friend, you can come back. Come back from the darkness. Turn away from the evil. Or choose it. Fuck it. I don't care. I don't judge people based on their innate abilities. I don't hate you because you have a skin condition. I don't hate you because of the pigments you've got. I don't hate you because you speak funny or you speak a language I don't understand. The people I hate, and the reason I hate, is if you are vehemently violent against another person. If there are people that I really loved or really cared about that aren't here anymore because of your rhetoric, and your rhetoric wanting to march forward and do more of that. These are the people I hate. These are the reasons I hate them. But it's not because, oh, that person speaks with a thick German accent. Most of my friends who hate Nazis as much as me are German, surprisingly. But that's just the thing, y'all. We all gotta work together in the end. And at the end of the day, Nazis will inevitably defeat themselves because they hate themselves as much as we hate them. They're terrible people. Just all around, all stop. Let's make a chest for some of these stored supplies and continue expanding out in here. Yeah, that'd probably also help. Let's make some frickin' armor so I can stop being dumb. Because with armor, I could probably stand it. Where'd it go? Oh, the burden of choice. I just made boots, right? I thought I just made boots. Here, hold I can't hold the flower. Why can't I hold the flower? I guess that... Oh, I didn't make boots because I got no room for boots. Boots are sitting there. Okay, cool, cool. Well, in that case, drop the granite, put on the boots, and pick up the granite. Can I make any other armor? I can make a helmet. Hell yeah. Same pattern, different craft. Making progress, ha ha ha. I'm gonna do that, and one of these times it's gonna be a creeper, and I'm gonna be real sad about my choice. Alright. Let's see what else we got. Let's get Maggie going until the next 5 seconds pings my brain to say something else. And I'm gonna continue scoping out this little building we're making. Also, I do love all the cast from the 2006 Wicker Man. They're good actors and actresses. That's why I think it's purely a directorial issue. Because most of the ones I've seen in the show were like, I remember seeing them in other things or seeing potential there. It would be like having a Jack Reacher movie where Jack Reacher solves absolutely nothing but just walks around and talks about gumbo for the entire movie. And yes, I chose all of that very carefully. I know it would be ridiculous. I'm sorry, I've been there. You mean the secret gathering where they chant at full volume with strangers around? Not a very good secret society. Just saying. Just saying. No hate, just saying. Why does it feel like I'm a hater when I'm just saying? Oh. That is so bad. Also, could you imagine being in a place for more than 2 days and realizing after that period just none of the men... See, that's the thing about toxic masculine media to me, is that it gives away so much in just not saying anything. Because I'm sorry guys, but if I show up to a party and I'm there for more than an hour and all the women are dancing and talking and laughing and joyous and not a single dude is smiling, they're all just sort of standing there with their beer in their hands staring off as if they've seen war. At some point, I'm going to walk over to one of them and be a pain in the ass. Hey, bud, what's up? Hey. Hi, my name is Travis. What's your name? What you up to? Why are you so sad? This is a party. What's up? I would be a bitch at some point. It would be like, hey, talk to me. Notice me. And then when they look at me and they do the whole, and they have no tongue, whoa, none of you have... None? Okay, I'm out. Bye. Something going on here, and since I'm predicated to have this problem, I'm dipping now. I don't understand the men in these movies, but they're so... this director in particular, and these directors who think that men are like this, oh, but no, pretty girl, so boing! I'm just gonna follow pretty girl. I don't notice men. Men dumb and smelly. Pretty girl over there. Pretty girl. Why no man talk? Who care? No man interested. Pretty girl. Again, I'm not saying this about you, gentlemen. The director of 2006 Wicker Man, Donald Trump, J.D. Vance, Nicholas Fuentes, these people say this about you. I'm telling you, I believe that you're better than this. Please stop giving these people money. Please stop helping these people and instead help causes that think of you as more than just ha ha directed by penis head ha ha ha. You're not an ogre. You're not some mythical creature. You're a man. You're a man like me. Maybe a little different because we're all a little different. But we are all dudes, and we can do better, my dudes. I don't know, a bit of a tangent. Back to Maggie Mayfish. Hope this is working, y'all. I'm still learning what I'm doing here. I don't have any tech outside of the tech I'm using. Oh yeah, that's what I was going to make. I needed more flower pots. I am Just upset now. All I needed was dirt.
So no one is concerned about this man or how allergic he is to the bees? Or is that magical bee potion actually that good? Who cares? Neil, you won't let me care!
There we go.
Now gives an info dump about the women's history and how they ended up on this island. But it's not really the backstory in the same way that we got with Page's backstory. We're not given their motivations or their actions. Instead, it's just a recounting of a sequence of events. We went here, then there, then there, then there, then ended up here, persecuted in their home country, so they came to America. But once they ended up in Salem, where they were persecuted as witches, so they kept moving west until they ended up here. We're not really given their reasoning for doing this, so it makes it hard for us as the audience to empathize with them. Turn it to the Cops backstory, which is very personal and involves an ex who left him and gets a secret child from him. We as viewers are trying to understand how that was motivated, what that means to get his girlfriend back, or some sort of revenge for hiding their child. She's a two-dimensional, heartless liar. The evil world of women has conspired to lure these Page to this island to be in their clutches. Because, well, oh, poor him. Also, it's just kind of weird to imply that these women are witches from Salem, because that would mean that the Salem witch trials were good, in that they actually caught witches, which is the opposite of the lesson of the Salem witch trials. I would know, I've done that swing too. Instead of letting us better understand why the women on this island have decided to set up their own society, their thin backstory only justifies Nicholas Cage's distrust and hatred of them. And by extension, his distrust and hatred of bees, I mean women. In the OG Superman, Mr. Summers' Isle's explanation of how they came to the island increases our empathy and understanding as to why this group of people may have made the decisions that they've made. Ms. Summers' Isle's explanation of how they came to the island is that they are bitches. I mean witches. It's a building and lots of lots. Nicholas Cage asks Mama Sunny if the men are second-class citizens, to which she replies, "We love our men. We're just not subservient to them." Ma'am, the men's tongues on this island are literally cut out. Oh, sorry, I'm just wondering. That coming from like 1,000 miles away, what with the men not being able to talk and never opening their mouths? I guess equality really is oppression. And because this character is not given a grounded or understandable backstory, we have no idea if she's lying on purpose, if we know we're supposed to know she's lying, if she knows that she's lying. I don't know. He digs up the missing girl's grave, but only finds a stinky doll, hallucinates another little spirit girl, finds its rounded Jesus statue. He's starting to have a bad time. You know what that means. Flashback number 5. Or is it 6? Everyone knows Peter works on rule of 9, but in this flashback, he starts suspecting all of the women in his life are
Comedy works on rules of 3.
and have conspired to lure him, because that's the best of women, into their home. I mean, honey? Into their honey trap. Literally.
I would have gone on Honey Pot, but honestly, I'm not going to judge her. She's probably been making this video for several hours at this point.
Man, who's best known American film role was playing Sister Willa Woodward in the 2006 horror remake Superman, opposite Nicolas Cage. He finds what he thinks is in Will's jacket and encounters his mother in the text.
Go to the house, talk to yourself, and I'll come back.
Oh, God. Hey, couple. He runs around looking for Madame Summer's Isle, but only finds an old man, more bees. I'm so sorry to tell you that this is how you'll be a real animal narcissist. I'm sorry, is this PG delivery service or a horror movie? Well, actually, PG movie does pick up PG delivery service music quality because it has a well-rounded female protagonist. With a job! Yeah. Why will this character do any of this?
Yeah, I tend to go back to Miyazaki when I need a break. When I've watched one too many dark or bitter movies and I'm just feeling real depressed and sad, I slap on Kiki's Delivery Service or something like that.
Oh, let's fast forward through this. A 6-year-old
Honestly, movies like that making such a humongous profit also speaks to it too, because that movie really doesn't have a... There's no larger than life, there's no god, deity, or devil monster about to destroy the world. No, it's just a little girl running a little delivery service with her little cat. It's beautiful. That one was a director's choice again, because I don't think Nicolas Cage is as stupid. Yeah, I'm sorry, if you come up on a body, folks, and the body's like well deteriorated, don't shake it, don't touch it. Just go ahead and call the local law enforcement or the coroner. But Nicolas Cage just finds his dead body and just, hey buddy, you good? Now, I'm just saying, don't shake dead bodies, folks. If it's obvious that the person's gone, shaking them ain't gonna bring them back. Which is why I call it the B movie. See, and I believe that. I believe that actor's horror. That is the sound a man would make upon realizing, oh God, they're about to put me in a giant wooden man and burn me. And the Franco reference at the end of it, I kind of think that one's just Schadenfreude a bit, because that does mean that James Franco's character went to the island with the crazy bee cult ladies and probably had a weird beehive put on his head and then burned alive in a giant effigy of the Wicker Man. Maybe it's time for a sequel. Maybe it's time for a sequel, y'all. Give old James one more role. I don't know. I take it, I rescind that entire joke. It was a funny bit. No. Take it back. Take it back. No. I don't want to give that one a... Don't give him any more money, please. Please don't give James Franco any more money. Assuming that's the actor I think it is of the 30 Seconds to Mars... Nope, that's Jared Leto. Never mind. I don't know what James Franco did. I rescind all my hate for James Franco if it's because that's not the one I was thinking of. I was thinking of Morbius fame, Jared Leto. I don't know these folks. I wouldn't get your name wrong if I knew you in person. I don't know these Hollywood folk. I just know their roles. Oh good, so it was basically just a chance for this guy to go, oh yes, all cops are heroes, we love cops, Blue Line, oh isn't Nicolas Cage an amazing cop in this movie? No y'all, he wasn't. If he was a cop in this movie, it's a bad example. This cop couldn't find his ass with both hands in a map. He literally didn't know all the men's tongues were cut out until halfway through the movie. Because he didn't think it strange at all that he was in this town for a week and not a single dude spoke to him. No pinging signs when, hey, there's no, like, kids running around. There's no male teenagers are here. Nothing. This cop didn't detect a thing. I'm sorry, the idea that Nicolas Cage in this movie was a good cop is just laughably bad. But it also kind of speaks to the state of the matter of the world at the moment. Good for her, that was the one. Yeah, again, let's point out the dude said Nicolas Cage's character was a good cop. At one point in the movie, a lady rides up to him, literally dinging the little bicycle bell in a crow mask, and he pulls his gun after she stopped her bike and screams for her to get away from the bike. You know, like that one cop who had an acorn land on his car and decided to sprawl across the road 4 times and shoot at his car that had a, I'm going to say hostage in it. It had a suspect in it. And I'm hoping, beyond hope, that that suspect basically got off scot-free for their crime. Because I don't care what petty crime you're doing. No petty crime deserves you getting set in a cop car and shot at. Do better. Everybody involved. Nebula's a really cool service. I hope FD Signifier gets on there soon. Oh, thank you to all the people following. I appreciate it. Dude, port stuff and then pick outside this door right quick. Nope. Alrighty.
my mom refers to as her really good friend, Sam from Wendover, for my NWX exclusive docu-series Ungraded, where I do deep dives into the history of sex,
Alright,
gender,
let's see what we can get into.
Right now, if you use my link, go.nebula.tv/MegaMayfish, you can get the yearly Nebula subscription for $40.
The sun's coming up, so my screen's starting to get washed out. That's why it's suddenly getting so weirdly dark and off-put. No worries, friends. We will make it work somehow. Get the dirt and the granite out of my inventory so we can get some more doof. And now we're going to... Oh yeah, Maggie Mayfish had the greatest opening on this one. She basically opens it reading a little cult pamphlet like she lives in a little Scottish town, and she goes, "Oh yes, Dad, the local cultists just came by and left this little pamphlet. I don't think that we'll be getting along, no. They just, I'm on far too many hallucinogens. Oh, not them, me. Maybe one day they'll get on my level." It's cute. You should check out her. She didn't bomb it like I just did. And I had a thought about that kind of stuff. Not like, I don't know. A part of me wants to do a cult without doing a cult. A cult with no leader. Just all of us working together to serve our grandmother the green. You know, Earth. Do everything we can. Recycle, like, to extreme amounts. Where I've been turning these bags into grow bags and taking plastic trash and turning it into, like, retaining walls and stuff. Just little things, y'all. Every little thing you can do. But do it with a cult-like flair, you know? Make up your own little sigils and then post them on... We'll make a website of sorts. I don't know. Like I said, I think that with it, in times of tragedy, in times of hardship, when nations are tested to their very grits and the salt that they are, we see what we're made of. And I am kind of proud of America right now because while fascism tries to push its way through, we're fighting back. Not only with, you know, violence on occasion, but with fun. I love the frogs at the, what's it called now? I think they're still called protests, but the frogs specifically at the No King's Day protests, and they're going to a lot more than that. There's like whole groups now renting out inflatable costumes to go protest against those horrible cowards at ICE. And it's like, because yeah, y'all call them that. What else would you call somebody that's that afraid and that violent and that militaristic against inflatable suits? Like I said, they're just cowards. They're a bunch of punk-ass little bitches, as the words would be called. And it's just, call them out for it now. We have the ability now. But no, the reason that ICE is such a bad thing is it's one of the newer branches, and it was formed shortly after 9/11. They don't really do any good for the world or community or anything of the nature. I think we should just outright abolish them and abolish borders while we're at it. I mean, again, it's because I keep hearing the stupid arguments from the dumbest racists on Facebook. Oh, well, the reason food stamps are gone is because all the illegals. Okay, one, they don't have access to those benefits. Period. No, not maybe if they did. No. I don't care if they came over here legally. By American SNAP benefits, they don't have access to them. But they do, however, you know what every illegal immigrant does do? Pay their taxes when they get paid. They pay for them, but they got no access to them. Beyond that, they also, you know, they benefit our system overall because, and again, I think that all people here should be here legally for their own protection because our system eats them when they're not. Our system abuses them openly, rampantly, and wholeheartedly when they're not. So by all means, yes, I think they should be here legally. But I don't think that that should be... I think that all it should mean to be here legally is when you show up to the border, you give your ID from wherever you're from, and you say, hey, I want to be an American. Okay, cool. How long for? Forever. Oh, cool. In that case, we'll take your old ID, record your information, and we'll keep track of you that way. And welcome to America. Our land is your land is our land. Welcome, welcome. That's, I feel like, how it should be. It should just be that easy. What the hell are we doing? That used to be our strength. Oh, well, then you let the wrong ones... There are no wrong ones, friends. Unless you're talking about fascists or Nazis. But they're already here, so what's the fear? Like I said, I say that we work ourselves out through open unity in a way that our country hasn't ever tried before. Open up new ways of brotherhood and sisterhood. Work together for the benefit of all of us, and I mean truly all of us. Again, y'all, Elon Musk is getting ready to become a trillionaire. The first trillionaire in all of human history, and it's going to be a dude who doesn't wipe his own ass, who has... I'm not even going to take that one back. That's rude as hell to say about a person, and I'm willing to bet it's true. But he's ketamine hold. It's a wild drug addict who's a terrible human being. And he's about to be the world's history's first trillionaire, while at the same time, millions of Americans are starving. And that's just Americans. Let's not look at the entire global stage of the genocide actively going on, or all around the world the various people that are starving because their systems also fail at times. It's... Y'all, we should work together, because if not now, when? But then again, y'all, it's me. I don't know. I'm just doing my best as a person like the rest of y'all, you know? Also, I'd like to kind of point out how in the original Wicker Man, from the scene that I saw, it wasn't Maggie Mayfish that edited out the word death when the lady said we don't use that word here. The lady actually self-edited, oh no, we don't say it here. But it's, y'all, I'm almost on the side of the crazy cultists from the first Wicker Man. Because they live in a society where it's just open, fun times all the time. Feasting, singing. Everyone's always going around with a song in their heart. Everyone's lighthearted. And, yeah, that sounds friggin' sweet. Especially after all the bad we've been through, eh, my fellow Americans? Oh, my body. Okay, y'all, I hate to say it, but football quiz, if you can hold out till tonight, I promise, probably around 6 o'clock. I'll even give you a solid time. Probably around 6 o'clock, because the sun will be setting around 6 o'clock. I will come back for a full-on ghost of Yatsuke. I will also write the name down so I can put it right here next to the station, so I'll frickin' remember it when I need to type it out and write it. But right now the screen is starting to get bleached out in here, and I can't imagine that it'll make playing any of the games easy. I will come back here in about a little under an hour, a little more than an hour. I'm going to be doing some other crafting projects and cleaning and taking care of the pets. But when I come back, we'll try to do a Spider-Man Miles Morales game. If we can. We'll play till the system starts to heat up too bad, then we'll swap out to another Spider-Man or back to this Minecraft again. And then we will be back after those with a... later on tonight with either a Saints Row, maybe a Forest. I don't know, y'all. I'm still trying to schedule this because I want to reach y'all. I'm trying my best to reach y'all to entertain you with the games that I play with or without a mic. And I just want to know what y'all want to see. Please don't invite me to Roblox again. I don't understand. And I don't need to. It's not for me or my generation. Okay? Outside of Roblox, though, feel free. Take a stab at it. Like I said, I tend not to do specifically marketed to children's games because I don't have kids, I'm not a kid, and, you know, if Nathan or Mark want to play a game with me that has their games, then sure. But their games are different, and I wouldn't be broadcasting those. It would be for us to play, you know?
Voiceover, but then these screams are clearly from a different time where they were like, girl, you have to see it from the back of the mic.
The audacity to mention another woman's name on our first date. I'm so done with men.
True, I'm so done with men. They always be bringing up other ladies. Let's go peek it. No way. Oh my god, it's the poop girl! No way! Do you guys remember this is 2024? Unexpected crossover alert. The outdoor potty area for her guests.
All my guests use the bathroom outside. Hi, my name is Ivy Bloom, and this is my outdoor potty area. Dig at least 6 inches from an existing stick, because that's where another guest has dug a hole.
It's like, obviously, this plan is flawed, right? This is fake. Obviously, it's rage bait. But I didn't know that she got involved with this fucking ARG shit as well, because I think she did this video solo originally. Like, we looked at this on the podcast, and this was like the only video that was on her page.
Once that's done, they can take the covers off their feet
And then put their shoes back on and walk in the house.
Once my guests
I'm alright, but I thank you anyway.
and I do respect
Here soon, I'm gonna be logging off of here just as soon as I finish this staircase down a bit more.
But I didn't know they were involved. I guess we're gonna get to this at some point. I don't even know if we're gonna get to this, if I'm being honest. There's already too much going on. We're gonna get into her screaming at the police, which is a thing she does. So I just want to say that anytime you've ever seen someone interfacing with the cops and they filmed it, it does not look like a produced video. And yet here we are with the like Darman soap opera lighting.
I thank you anyway, but no thank you. I'm streaming right now.
Yes, you often have to fear for your safety. No, the cops are probably not good at calming you down. But also, you're fake, dude. This is not real. All of these things that you're saying hold less weight when you know that you're like a weird ARG fiction channel. How do people believe this? How? I can't tell if this is a joke. It's time to ruin any goodwill that we have.
Hello, Ant-Man Cult. How are you doing?
What?
Wanted to make sure I had my mic set up there.
Good enough. I don't care how much you're getting paid.
Hello.
By this.
Yo.
Dog, this is a please reconsider your decisions and choices. You should have your
I'm doing alright.
come this way to make money as a homeless woman.
come with me.
Just doing a little bit of basic building. Here soon I'll be logging off, but for now we good.
Fake ass ARG channel. Doing a get ready with me as a like panhandling on
I'd have to go get more wood.
pissing me off, bro. It's insensitive.
Hopefully without dying.
Combining it with the like Darman-esque acting is just
If you're on my friends list, I mean, show. You just gotta find the base. But I'm about to log off right after I find a bit of wood for the next go round.
before we got here.
Probably about to log off just plain period because it's dark out.
Okay, I will meet you there. The potentially good news is that they're not actually getting any money from strangers, but the bad news is
No
everything
problem.
about this.
Yeah.
Even the fucking money is clean. That's fresh from the mint. You just crumble it up
Vulcan Wolf 31 is my username. VOLCANWLF31, capital V, capital W. No problem. And we will catch y'all on the next go round. Like I said, probably about an hour or two. We'll be oh, not this shit again. That's how I died the last time. I'm probably not going to keep track of the days as easily in my load screens till I get to a safer load area. But for now, y'all, we will check y'all later. Have a good one. Bye for now.